Hello students, I'm teacher Daiyue. Welcome to my online course, Motion Graphic. In the previous lesson, we learned about the application of dynamic graphics in the multimedia field within the context of the Internet plus new media era. In this lesson, I will teach the software used for motion graphic design and the specific production process. By introducing the features and functions of the production software, we will establish a preliminary understanding of how to operate the software. Through explanations of the steps, production process, and important considerations in motion graphic design, I will help you understand the logical framework of each stage in the production process. This will deepen your understanding of the sequence of events in motion graphic design. The commonly used software for motion graphic design. From the previous content, we learned that motion graphic can take various forms. Therefore, the design of motion graphics is not limited to a specific software. Motion graphic or new media animators generally choose the appropriate software for motion graphic design based on the desired visual effects. This software can be divided into pre-production software and post-production software according to the workflow. They can also be categorized into 2D animation software and 3D animation software based on the animation type. Now let's provide a brief introduction to several of the most frequently used motion graphic design software to help you understand them. The first software is the well-known Photoshop, commonly referred to as PS. It is the most famous image processing software of Adobe Company. When creating motion graphic animations, we use Photoshop not only for image processing, but also for graphic editing and storyboard drawing. The second software is Illustrator, also a product under Adobe. It is an excellent vector graphic creation software. Illustrator is a professional graphic design tool with simple operation and powerful functions. It is often used in the pre-production stage of graphic animation as a graphic editing tool. The third software is After Effects, abbreviated as AE. AE is a graphic video processing software suitable for video effects and graphic design. It is a keyframe-based creative animation post-production editing software, similar to Photoshop and Illustrator. All these three software are products of Adobe, providing stable compatibility and seamless operation when used together. It is worth noting that After Effects is the main tool for creating motion graphics, so students should invest more time in mastering this software. The fourth one is Maxon Cinema 4D, also known as C4D. C4D is an advanced 3D modeling, rendering, and animation software. It is renowned for its high-speed graphics computing and features impressive particle systems and renderers. The fifth one is Adobe Audition, abbreviated as AU. AU is a software capable of producing detailed sound effects and high-quality music. This software can be used to create voiceovers, background music, and sound effects for motion graphics. The production process of motion graphics. Are you familiar with the 5 software I just mentioned? In addition to those 5, there are also software like Animate and Moho that we can use in creating motion graphics. Selecting the appropriate software tools is just the beginning. How can we create intriguing motion graphics? I have summarized the production process of motion graphics into 5 steps: pre-planning and script writing, storyboard design, asset creation, animation and sound production, and post-production compositing and editing. It is worth noting that the production process of motion graphics is highly procedural. If the initial video planning and script writing are not well designed or require changes, the subsequent modification work can become very cumbersome, and there may be a risk of having to redo everything. resulting in a waste of time and resources. Pre-planning and script writing. The first step in making motion graphics is pre-planning and script writing, whether it is an independent animation work or a commercial project commissioned by a client. Our designers or new media animators need to plan the animation's positioning based on the specified requirements, followed by script writing. It is not an exaggeration to say that good planning and precise language in the script are the foundation of motion graphics. The script is an important component of dynamic graphics, and its presentation can be divided into two forms: voice-over narration and pure subtitle display. These two forms can be used independently or in combination, depending on the pre-planning. In actual practice, specific script requirements often come from customer demands. Therefore, before creating the script, it is essential to have in-depth communication with the client, develop strategies, and write the script based on their requirements and market analysis. It is crucial not to make decisions unilaterally. Storyboard design. Storyboarding in motion graphics refers to the design of shots and angles based on the completed script. It plays an important role in the styles, characters, colors, and dialogues, and other aspects of motion graphics. Storyboard design for motion graphics determines the style of the animation, affects its flow, the influence, and the audiovisual rhyme. Storyboard design is the designer's thoughtful consideration and expression of their understanding of the animation. It serves as the overall design and construction blueprint for the animation, providing an important basis for the implementation of the production plan and the desired visual effects. Therefore, when designers are working on storyboard design for motion graphics, it is not just about describing the appearance of actions and events. They must also establish a fundamental internal logical thread that drives the development of events. Through the presentation of motion graphic storyboards, they provide a comprehensive narrative of the motion graphic design content. This highlights the storyline of the motion graphic design, enhancing people's viewing experience and improving the expressive effectiveness of the motion graphic design. Asset creation. Once the style and storyboard design for motion graphics are completed, the foundation for motion graphic design is laid. The next step is to enter the mid-term creative phase, asset creation. Asset creation is usually done using Illustrator. Based on the predetermined style and script, designers create elements for each shot of the animation. A set of animation assets includes characters, scenes, text, and geometric shapes. Designers with a good foundation in drawing and mastery of color techniques can greatly enhance the overall visual experience of the film. It is important to note the following in this step. First, asset drawing is based on the prepared script. Second, the visual style should follow the pre-planned visual style and storyboard script. When drawing vector elements, the motion factor should be considered, especially the limbs of characters should have flexibility and operability when imported into After Effects. Animation and sound production. Next is to sequentially import the animation elements into the composition of After Effects. The core part of graphic animation production is keyframes. Designers need to pay special attention into understanding the animation movement patterns and the starting and ending points of each element project. Adjusting the keyframes of actions is crucial to ensure the smoothness and rhyme of the motion. To improve efficiency, designers often use plugins to draw objects and create effects. They may add 2D or 3D effect plugins to scenes or install texture plugins to enhance the object's texture. Commonly used plugins and scripts include Duik, Motion, Decay Tool, Newton, particular, and others. At this stage, it is also necessary to address the auditory aspect, sound production. Sound includes background music, voice-overs, and sound effects. It is important to note that music and sound effects must match the content of the graphic animation. There are detailed online libraries for music and sound effects that can be downloaded and used. However, a significant portion of these resources comes from our accumulated experience with music in everyday life. Therefore, establishing a library for music and sound effects is crucial for creating graphic animations. Post-production, compositioning, and editing. The final step is to take the completed animation shots and place them into editing software, such as Premiere and Final Cut Pro. Following the voice-over or script, combine the various video segments to create a complete animation. Additionally, add background music, sound effects, subtitles, and perform color correction on the scenes. Enhance the atmosphere with light effects, lens flares, and other special effects, or add transitions between two plots. In summary, this stage involves the final organizing and editing of the short film, leading to the rendering and output of the finished product. Summary. Alright students, let's take a moment to review the content of this lesson. I mentioned the 5 commonly used software for motion graphic design. Can you identify each icon and provide the relevant information, including their names, functions, and characteristics? In addition to the 5 software mentioned earlier, there are other software options available for creating motion graphics. Are you interested in learning more about them? I summarized the production process of motion graphics into 5 steps: pre-planning and script writing, storyboard design, asset creation, animation and sound production, and post-production compositioning and editing. Can you explain the logical sequence of these steps? If you are not sure, it's okay. Take out a piece of paper and pen to create a mind map to help you digest the information. In the next session, we will provide a detailed explanation of the first step in the production process of motion graphics, pre-planning, and script writing. See you in the next class, students.